Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for another episode of our daily stock market insights. And as always, we do this every single day. I do review the stocks that you are requesting in the comment section of my previous video because I do prioritize them. At the same time, I also review the most trending or highly traded stocks for any given day. Okay, so if this is a video you want to watch every day, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. All right, so let's get started. I'd like to first talk about the index. And like what I mentioned yesterday, so we have touched the MA20 line yesterday. So that was a red, and today is simply a confirmation of that pullback. So at the moment, it's really very predictable, every for the past how many weeks now, each time the MA20 line is hit, there's a slight overshoot above that, but overall, because probably because the volume is so low, chances of the recovery to sustain is very slim. Now, same is true with this. We've seen a rejection happening at the MA20 line, and then today there was a heavy sell-off. That's a 9.5 billion on foreign selling. So the sentiment of our foreign investors is really on the bearish side. Then you know the effect of this, right? Our blue chip companies will also most likely be in a downward movement. So but let's see. Let's find out if these stocks later on are really indeed on the same direction. But overall, I am anticipating that we could be going back to the 6,400 level, 6,450 level. Okay, so that's the next possible movement right here. Okay, so just be on the defensive side, stay liquid. For me, unless you are a long-term investor and you have a stock that's really badly hit and they're in the support area very cheap, go ahead and start accumulating. So you can vary your perspective depending on your objective, right? So I would like to prioritize two stocks. These stocks were requested by Dilma-san. Okay, so first is Annie. Annie is, wow, just notice the long wicks every single day. So if you're a trader, intraday you get an average of what, 1 to 2% gain. But for now, I would have to say that in the short term, we are we are testing this resistance level, and there isn't much volume. Sometimes there's also a strategy whereby when a stock is challenging, so it's a consolidation on the upside. When you have that happening, there's also a possibility that that resistance can be broken. However, I don't think that that will be the scenario in the stock because the volume as we go near the resistance, there isn't much volume, so it's not supported by that. So chances are we get rejected easily. So my take here is that you can observe this area, unless you want to do range trading. This is the area that the stock is respecting at the moment, more on the sideways movement, as you can see. At the same time, it's starting to become constricted. So two things here. It could either just keep on bouncing at the 464 area right at the MA20, or it goes even down up to 4.44. For now, really, I don't think there is some exciting movements around the stock. But if you get to accumulate, then overall in a long-term view, let's put a monthly view right here. This also has a bright side, right? Because we're already at the almost reset levels for Annie. So the lowest was 1.50 and we're very near that. At one point, it even reached as high as 17. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16. That's almost, what, 3x? So your call if you want to accumulate, right? Next is MBT. I also have MBT in my portfolio long term, but we'll see. I I have already taken profit. I know I mentioned this in one of my videos when the price hit around the 60 level, and then I was able to re-enter around the 50.4 ba or 50.01. Now, but I forgot what month I entered. I think I must have entered somewhere here. I forgot. Okay, but our my portfolio still is on the positive side for MBT because I was able to buy at a cheaper level during this period. But now, as you can see, similar to how our index is performing, we are on the bearish side for our MBT. So if you are to zoom in a little bit, you have your support here, right? And right here. So there could be there's a possibility that it will touch that level. And one thing to also look forward to, once it touches the 48.74, we want to also check out our RSI, see if we are having a bullish divergence in this layout. When you see a stock, let's say it touches 48.74 and we maintain this kind of view, that means the momentum is picking up. The buyers are starting to come in. Okay. At the same time, something to note about MBT, if you're able to buy it at a cheaper level around the 48, for example, then you will have around 5 to 6% dividend yield per year. This one gives out a nice dividend as well. Okay, so wait and see if the price touches 48.74. Let's take a look at Converge. Converge is still heavy on the red, right? Still selling pressure is on. We're triggering the lower band. So chances are, naku, nearest support would be here. However, if that gets broken, you know where we will be dropping next? This area. The reason for that is if we look to the left, I see the resistance right here and the slight consolidation here. So the chances of it dropping, first area of support would be 25, then next is 24. Overall, it's still on the bearish side. So hold on to your buying power. Otherwise, find another good entry or find another good stock for the meantime. So that's my view. I will not put the resistance because I know the next possible movement would be a drop anyway. BDO is also, wow. For a blue chip company to drop by 2.6%, that's huge. So we are sitting at a possible support. Okay, sometimes when a stock is on a bearish movement and the drop is so drastic, chances are in the next few days or sometimes the next day, there is what you call a dead cat bounce, slight recovery, something like this, right? But then again, it goes back. Now, so that's our first support. If I go on a weekly chart, so I can remove the noise here, see that it actually broke. There's a breakdown in the MA20 line and we're starting to trigger downwards. So putting dito actually, no, you have a strong support there. If it continues to drop, your next support would be around 115 or 116, only because I see this resistance over here. So I hope if you follow me every day, you somehow would already be able to get the thought process as to how I plot my support and resistance. Anytime I see uh, 3 or more than 3 points or 3 days whereby a stock price drops at that level, then that becomes either a support or a resistance. Because at the moment the direction is it's going down, so previous support could still be retested, or if it breaks down, previous resistance can now act as a support. Okay, so also like MBT, BDO also gives out dividend, but I just have to quantify because this regularly gives out every quarter, no? I think this is just very minimal. Unlike MBT, it's really noticeable. ACEN. ACEN, you also got rejected at the MA20 line. See that? I always, I love MA20 because it's so powerful. I mean, it's very effective. And each time it touches that area, there's a story behind it. At this point, the story is we got rejected, and that is acting as a resistance right now. So again, if you're interested in ACEN, wait for a little while because this is still resting, meaning this is still on the bearish side, and chances are you could still get this at a lower price, probably around 6.28. And then, same thought process when it touches 628, check your RSI. Does your RSI show bullish divergence? Is it much higher now from the previous point, given that they have the same price level? Okay. Um, let's check out LTG because I entered LTG at 8.70 yesterday. See, okay, nice one. Although there's foreign selling, so we're still not very smooth yet in the movement. Chances are there could be profit taking that might happen, at this point I'm just anticipating that in case there will be fluctuation, or during the day or during the X date, people might be locking in gains because they must have entered somewhere here. Then chances are it could, because X date is 26th, right? It could drop up to 8.61. So that's the support I'm seeing. But in this case, I can go midterm, mid to long term. I really just am after the dividend here. But if it is going to continue to give me positive result in my portfolio, I can hold on to it because it's nice to see regular dividends, right? So December 0.60, March, April, May. See that? In less than, within the 12-month period, this has already given us dividend 4 times. So if you're just going to do the average, let's have, this is 30, this is 45, this is 1 peso, 1.05, 1.31. So 8.76. See that? So 1.31 over 8.76. Just do the math. That's your yield. If we are going to continue having the same performance in the next few years, right? How much more if it goes up here, right? And then it also increases its dividend. So even better, because right now we are at a very cheap level for LTG. See that? See? Nice, nice. Okay, so again, possible support if there will be fluctuations would be 861, and then because we're already above the MA20 line, and there's really good volume. This is what I like. The reason why I entered here is because while we were going up, the volume is also picking up. So that really enticed me. At the same time, there's also dividend. Okay, let's see this. MPI stabilizing at the MA20 line. Sige. But, tingnan mo si MPI. Ang tagal na nito. Sobrang sideways na siya technically for the longest time. Kung titignan mo, it just follows a certain range. But look at this. Zoom into December to May. It's just sideways. So, very, very strong, fundamentally strong company. However, movement is really minimal. So, ano to? 0.30 ang 10% eh. Medyo mababa. But there's also a dividend pala. So, something to also prepare for. Ano siya? Wait. MA20, just use the MA20 line as the support right now. Okay? Dito is still bearish. Naku. Your MA20, we're having some difficulties breaking that. In fact, medyo pabagsak na naman siya, and chances are it would even revisit your 4.53 level. Previous support right here. Okay? So, if you're interested, I personally have Dito in my portfolio. I've made a lot of gains as well, but I still have a lot of shares. Actually, around 20 to 30% of my positions are in Dito. But through the years, I've already gotten in and out of this stock. But sige lang. Hopefully, it recovers soon. So that's my support. That's our support right now, 453. Tingnan natin sa GMA7. I talked about this yesterday. GMA7 ended green today. Aba, kita mo to, there's a gap. Baka i-feel pa niya yan ng gap, no? Before it pulls back. Abangan natin. May gap eh. So, nice continuation. Kaso medyo ingat na lang ng konti because the volume as we go higher is starting to decline. So, konting room na lang yan. So, if you really are interested in GMA, wait for a pullback. But the moment it touches this area, we gotta play it by ear because we don't know. Baka biglang mag-shoot up ang volume and then it easily breaks this level. So for now, I'm plotting 12.6 is our resistance because I see this hole over here. Because normally when there's a gap down or a gap up, that gap is going to be filled. CREIT also increased today. Ayan, may dividend din siya, June 3rd. This one is a REIT company in the renewable energy sector. Like CREIT, this one will give you a regular dividend pay and quarterly, I believe. Parang if we are to maintain the same performance here quarter over quarter, we will be having around 6% in dividend yield. Yan yung anticipation natin dyan. So hopefully we will continue to have nice steady income for a REIT. This one too is in my portfolio. 2.45. 2.45 is the support I'm looking at. Ano to? 60? Baka 60 lang talaga. Walang million, thousand, kulang ng denomination. Okay. So that's our support. Baka ano pa yan, walang volume eh. So it might just continue to go sideways first, giving everyone a chance to enter. FILRT. Yeah. Okay, guys. This one managed to recover after a drop, as low as 710. But right now we are already at the resistance area. See that? So also there's not much volume. Another thing to see here is that tingnan nyo to. Same data point, same price level, right? Nag-double top siya dyan. But tingnan mo yung iyong RSI starting to slowly diminish in terms of momentum. Big sabihin yan, the momentum is starting to decline. Baka lang mag-pullback. So, to measure the pullback, what you can do here is you can do Fibonacci retracement. Find the lowest point here, all the way up here, and then at least you know the key levels where it could potentially bounce. You have here 0.236, 0.382, 0.57. So yun, yung mga areas you need to watch out for. But overall, this is resistance, and we got rejected. Kita nyo yung long wick. That means people felt that that's already a bit on the expensive side. I'll take profit. So we ended with a wick today. But foreign buying, interesting. So I'll remove this for now. I'll use the support for this would be MA20. Ayan. So I would always plot that. Okay, so somehow you already have the concept, the thought process on how you can use Bollinger Band alongside your RSI, the volume, and the candlesticks. So just do this every single day. Follow me, subscribe to my channel, so that way we can learn together. The reason why I'm doing this is also for self consumption, right? Because every time the market ends, I go back to my previous video. I listen to my analysis, I watch my analysis, and then compare it with how the market ended today. That way, those insights that are correct, I reinforce that in my trades. And to this day, it's already been what? I started vlogging since 2019. So 2021, almost 3 years of doing this exercise. So it's a work in progress. Even if you're already in the market for 10 years, every day is a learning experience. There are nuggets of information that you can integrate in your trades, right? So yeah, I hope you also replicate this best practice if it will work for you. Okay, for now, thank you for watching, but I might be able to record another video tonight, so feel free to drop a comment. Let me know the stock you'd like me to include in my next video, but I'm targeting before the night ends. I will have another one. Okay, in the meantime, thank you, and bye bye for now.